Who did this? Was it Dante? It's okay. We'll clean it up.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we are going to be talking about all things potty training. But before we get this video started, we'd like to thank Nature's Miracle for sponsoring this video. Potty training is a struggle for many dog owners, whether it is that you own a puppy or that you adopted a dog from Mexico that has been living on the streets for its entire life with the world as its toilet. This is actually a true story, by the way. It doesn't matter whether you adopted your dog or you have a puppy, accidents will happen. The first part of potty training is acceptance. Acceptance that maybe you won't be able to have that area rug there for a little bit. Acceptance that you will be needing to take out your puppy outside very frequently until they learn to hold their pee for a little bit, or until they're able to hold their pee for longer. And you especially need to come to terms with the fact that you're going to be doing a lot of cleaning, and there's just really no way around it. So you also need to remember that your dog doesn't know any better, and that getting upset at your dog or, you know, reprimanding your dog is really not going to help you or help your case. So now that you are mentally prepared to tackle the challenge that potty training is, you need to make sure that you are equipped with all of the things that you are going to need. So when Dante and Peach first arrived at our home, we made sure that we had a stockpile of a lot of things that were going to help us. So this included paper towels, wee-wee pads, treats, later on a bell, and I kid you not, a gallon of Nature's Miracle enzyme cleaner. When I tell you that Nature's Miracle enzyme cleaner literally kept my sanity, I'm not kidding. And you guys have heard me talk about Nature's Miracle before. Without this video being sponsored, I actually used this product because it was the only thing that actually got rid of the odor and that wouldn't leave like sticky residue when I was cleaning pee. I've tried any and every cleaning product you can ever name, but nothing really worked as well as Nature's Miracle Urine Destroyer Plus. What's amazing about it is that it can not only be used on a variety of surfaces like vinyl flooring, carpet, but also on fabric and furniture. When we bought this home, the entire house was carpeted, and we had also gotten Dante as a puppy, so it was literally like one of the most nerve-wracking things for me because I am a clean freak and I get so paranoid about the house smelling like, you know, pee or anything like that, that honestly, Nature's Miracle was something that really helped during this entire process. The reason that Nature's Miracle works better than any other product is because it has enzymes that literally break down the urine until it is no longer present. So this means that it won't leave any odor, and that's why in comparison it's amazing. You can't get that with any other product. This is also why it doesn't leave any residue behind or odor.
Now, what I also love about Nature's Miracle is that it is very effective and can work for specific issues that you have. So for example, if you want to focus on stain and odor removal, the first thing you need to do is just clean up as much of the mess as possible. Then you would shake the can and put liberal amounts of it on the area that your dog peed in, and then just leave it there for about 15 minutes and then clean it up with a paper towel or a cloth. If there is a stain that you want to get rid of, you would just follow the instructions for regular stain and odor removal, but then you would also add gently scrubbing the solution into the area for about a minute. And unlike a lot of cleaners, Nature's Miracle has a very pleasant scent. It doesn't smell like it's intoxicating your house at all. And not only that, but it's also safe for your pets.
All right, so now that you are mentally prepared and that you are equipped with everything that you're going to need for potty training, here comes the fun part. Training and management. Both Dante and Peach are trained to ring a bell to ask to go outside to the bathroom, but before we got to this point, I did a couple of things very early on in their puppyhood. When Dante was a puppy, I used to commute for work, and what I would do is I would designate and close off one area of the house for him to stay in, And in that one area that was not carpeted, I would just cover the entire floor with wavy pads. And gradually, I would start to remove the wavy pads as he got better with his aim. Now, in the beginning, he was not very good with his aim, but that really wasn't a problem because as soon as I would get home, I'd make sure to get there and clean everything with Nature's Miracle. What was amazing about it is that if I would clean it, I wasn't worried about him going there and peeing on that same spot again, because it is so effective in removing odor that it even worked for his little puppy dog nose. So of course, you know, if Dante missed his aim, or if there was like any pee that didn't arrive on the wavy pad, I would just make sure, you know, to clean it. Not a big deal, especially because it would be after I got home. So there would be no use in me correcting him for that, because it just would have happened so long ago. With that being all done and out of the way, once I got home, I was able to really dedicate time into actual potty training. For Peach's puppyhood, it was a little bit different because she was a quarantine puppy, and by this time I was working fully remotely. So with Peach, I was able to really hawk over her. So what I would do is anytime that she would wake up from a nap, I would run to her and pick her up and take her outside. And that's because I noticed that every time she had a long nap, can be 100% guaranteed that she had a long pee as well. And I wanted to, because I was home, I wanted to take advantage of, you know, me being there and being able to take her out as frequently as possible, and creating as many positive experiences and associations, so that she saw, oh my gosh, every time I pee out here, I get like this whole festivity going on. Because once she would wake up, I would literally run, take her out, she would pee, and then I would literally like throw her a party. Everything was great, everything was amazing. Super exaggerated, but I wanted to do that because I wanted her to associate that going outside equals something good, something positive. And not only that, but I would also hang out with her even after she peed outside, even if it was a little bit chilly, even if it was like cold, because I didn't want her, and Dante, because I did this for Dante too, when I would take him out and pick him up after a nap because I was home, I didn't want them to start to associate being outside with being reserved only for peeing and for pooping, because I know of some dogs that literally hold their pee and their poop because they don't want to go back inside, because they've learned that if they pee and they poop right away, they have to go back inside. So this is something that I incorporated during their potty training because I wanted them to have an enjoyable experience and understand that being outside, part of it is peeing and pooping, but it's not exclusive to that, so that they wouldn't want to, you know, hold it, because that does happen. If you have a puppy at home, that is something that I would definitely recommend for you to do. It worked for us. All right, so now they were a little bit older, I could start to introduce the bell. But so let's talk about Dante first, because Dante was the first one who experienced the bell. So the first thing that I did once the bell arrived to my home, before I mounted it next to the door, is that I had Dante get a little bit familiar with it, you know, because it's this new thing, it makes this loud noise, so I wanted him to, you know, get familiar with the bell, with the noise and everything about it. Dante was very cautious. I remember him being kind of like, you know, like very hesitant to go see the bell. But that's what I did the first time that the bell arrived. For like 10 minutes, I just would hold up the bell, and I would let him, you know, go and sniff it at his own pace. I never forced anything on him. I never like got the bell and put it in his face. I never did anything like that because I wanted him to do it at his own time. And that's what I did for the first 10 minutes. For the first session that we had in potty training, it was just 10 minutes of familiarizing himself with the bell. Now, Dante is a very cautious dog, but other dogs might get this right away, so you might not even take 10 minutes and you might be able to move on to the next phase. But I wanted to end on a good note with Dante, so I didn't keep pressuring him to get close to the bell or anything like that. I just let him get there at his own time. And when he would go and sniff it and hear it ring and kind of be like, whoa, what the heck was that? I would, you know, encourage him, praise him verbally, but very low energy. I wanted him to remain calm. That's the first thing that I did when I introduced him to the bell. So now the next phase of Dante learning to ring the bell to go outside, after he had gotten familiar with the bell, I started to teach him how to intentionally ring it. So the way that I did this is that I grabbed some treats. This is where the treats are involved. And I would lure his little puppy dog nose to the bell. And when it would ring, I would give him the treat. And I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again. Because what I wanted him to learn was that ringing the bell equals a reward, equals something good, equals something exciting. So I repeated that with him many times until I saw that he was actually intentionally going there without being prompted by me. Now that I had Dante intentionally ringing the bell, it was time to layer in opening the door. So by this time, when he would ring the bell, when I would see that he was ready and he was doing it intentionally, I removed the treats from the picture, and instead of giving him a treat, I would just open the door. And I'd open the door and we'd go outside, we'd play around, have some fun, wait around a little bit for him to do something. When he would, I would verbally praise him, I would give him affection, give him love, all the stuff that he likes. And that was something that I repeated several times as well. What's funny is that sometimes Dante would want to ring the bell just to go outside, not necessarily to pee. And that wasn't necessarily wrong, because ringing the bell does equal going outside. But the way that I helped him understand that it was for peeing and for pooping is the praise and affection that would come right after it. If he just rang the bell and we went outside and we hung out, it was like chill, like nothing happened, like, you know, I wouldn't be making a big party or anything like that, unless he pooped or peed. And if he did that, that's when I would give him all of the affection. So that's how he slowly started to catch on, because there was a time that he would just ring the bell just to go outside. Now, for Peach in learning to ring the bell, I give all of the credit to this little guy right here. Peach, like, I don't know how to emphasize this enough, but Dante for Peach is literally like her role model, like everything that she wishes to be. Like, she wants to do everything exactly like Dante. So when she was a puppy, she would literally copy every single thing he would do. She would follow him around. She was his little shadow. He would sometimes be kind of like, oh my god, this girl's kind of annoying, but he was very gracious, and he was so gracious that he actually taught her to ring the bell. So Peach just learned from Dante because she would follow him around all the time, and she started to catch on that when Dante would ring the bell, he would go outside. So she started to just imitate that, and she learned to ring the bell from Dante. So thanks, Dante. Yeah, he taught her. And one thing that really helped as well, going back to Dante, when he was learning how to ring the bell, is that if I saw that he needed to go to the bathroom and he was about to go, I would be like, oh, Dante! And I would ring the bell, open the door, I'm like, let's go outside, come on, come on, come on. And he would run outside and then he would go pee. So that's one way that I would also apply it. So now, that is how I potty trained Dante and Peach. Don't get me wrong, even after they are potty trained, dogs can still have accidents. For puppies, I remember like both Dante and Peach still having accidents until they were probably like 6 months old, and that's just because, you know, they were still kind of immature. I remember there was one occasion that Dante was playing so hard, like he was just getting the zoomies, super excited, jumping all over the couch, doing parkour, but that he kind of just like forgot that he needed to go to the bathroom until last minute. He went, rang the bell, and I was like in the other room, and by the time I got here, he just couldn't hold it anymore. So literally like a little kid. But again, not a big deal, easy to clean up, especially when you have something like Nature's Miracle. And with Peach, she did have her accidents as well too. Right when I brought my area rug back, she peed on it. you know, and it's so funny because I removed it when we got her. Accidents happen. So that is going to bring us to the end of our video and sharing my experience. I hope that you guys can take some notes and try to apply some of these things on your own. These are things that helped me. They helped with my dogs, and yeah, they both ring the bell to go outside. It does get a little bit annoying if you're like laying down on the couch all cozy and then, you know, they ring the bell. We've had so many occasions that Dante and Peach like ring the bell, like when both my husband and I are like relaxing finally after a long day of work, and they're just like incessant because they like really have to go. It's really funny because sometimes they'll like ring the bell, like, okay, I'm ringing the bell, but if it's like we're not going there fast enough, they start to like really like ring the bell and whack it. So yeah, that's one thing about it that's kind of funny, but it's definitely worth it. I still am so happy that we taught them how to ring the bell. The takeaway from this video is to remember that your dog is learning something new, to be very patient but consistent, and to understand that they are, you know, that there's no use in, you know, getting cranky or getting upset for accidents, because accidents happen and it's a part of their little puppy dog life. And you know, they need you, and they need you to teach them how to do the right things. Remember to set yourself up for success. Make sure that you are equipped with all the things that you need. If you are interested in checking out Nature's Miracle Urine Destroyer Plus, I will leave a link in the description below. I cannot tell you guys how much I recommend this product and how I honestly, sincerely think that it is a lifesaver, because I've used this even prior to this collab with them. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!